Good evening, everyone. I'm Muhammad Abdul Rahman. Today I'm going to present a small presentation about satellite communications. So, I'm going to present a small presentation on satellite communications. Before diving into the deep in subject, we need to know what is a satellite, and what is meant by satellite communications. So, first of all, we need to know what is a satellite. A satellite is an object that revolves around another object. It's an object that revolves around another object, and in a shape of oval or circular shape, it revolves around in a path in an oval shape, or in any other in a circular shapes. And satellites are used for various purposes such as communication, weather forecasting, navigation, and research. So there are types of satellites we are going to discuss in the next slide. Here it is. There are two types of satellites. One is natural satellite. Another one is artificial satellite. First one is natural satellite. For its natural satellite is a is known as is the natural satellite. In the name itself, it's tells us what it is. It's a natural satellite. The natural satellites are created on their own. Nobody has created it, and they revolve around another objects like our Earth is revolving around Sun, and the Moon is a natural satellite that revolves around our Earth. So it's like that. The planets that revolves around the Sun, they are the natural satellites that are revolving around the Sun. Comes to the artificial satellite. These are the man-made objects that launched into the space, and they are revolving around our Earth or any other planets that we launched them to go, like that. For example, we recently we launched ISRO launched mini satellites that's revolving around our Earth, and these are the satellites that are projected by humans to revolve around the particular planet for their specified paths or for particular speeds. Examples for internet, etc. These are the two types of satellites. Now comes to the how satellite communication works. How satellite communication works. First of all, uh, ground stations transmit signals to satellites. First of all, there are two ground stations with exchanging the exchange one station to another station through satellite. We are calling it as satellite communication. First of all, there is a base station on the Earth, and there is a satellite that is revolving around the Earth. To send the data to work stations, they need to connect to the satellite. To send the data to the satellite, we need to connect to the satellite. The first ground station will transfer the data to the satellite known as uplink. The other station will receive the data from satellite to the ground. It is known as downlink. When we have when we when we observe the two workstations are communicated to each other, the satellite user the solar panels for conversion solar energies to electrical energies. So basically, there's a base station on the in the downside, and there's a satellite. To communicate, we have to be to communicate to each other. They have to be connected to each other. Um, that's it. Yeah, this is how satellite communication works. When the data is going from base station to the satellite, it means uplink. When the data is coming from the satellite to the base station, which means downlink. This allows long distance communication across continents without direct physical connections. Now comes the satellite orbits. Basically, the satellite orbit means the path the path specified to complete one rotation along the planet known as orbit. Normally, there are three orbits. The path specified to complete one rotation along the planet known as orbits. There are three types of orbits. One is geo, MEO, and LEO. Geo means geostationary orbit. MEO means medium Earth orbit. LEO means low Earth orbit. So first we start from LEO. LEO is very closer to the Earth, used for imaging and low latency. It's like the satellites. The distance between satellite and the range is uh, from Earth to the what satellite. The distance is 500 to 2000 kilometers. Now comes to MEO. The MEO means medium Earth orbit is used for navigation systems like GPS. It's not very closer to the Earth. They are from uh, the distance from the Earth to the satellites of MEO is around 2000 kilometers to 36,000 kilometers. The orbital period is 127 minutes. This is the introduction of MEO. Now comes to geostationary orbit. Remains fixed over one point on Earth, used for TV communication. The geo are greater than the distance is 36,000 kilometers from. This mainly used for televisions. These are the satellite orbits. Now comes to applications of satellite communication. The, the satellite communications are applicable in television broadcasting, internet. One of the major resources nowadays is internet and telephone services, navigation. It's become a part of us. GPS and weather monitoring. It also used for forecast, military and surveillance operations, disaster management, and remote sensing. Now the satellites are also used for uh, to forecast the disaster is coming or not. Let's say these are the applications. Now comes to advantages. It provides in first advantage is it provides in global coverage. Yeah, it's true. Second is reliable communication in remote areas. Third one is supports broadcasting to larger audiences. Means it's supporting broadcasting to worldwide around the globe, everywhere in our app. Fourth one is useful for mobile communication and navigation. Fifth one is it supports real-time data transmission across vast distances. These are the advantages. Now comes to a disadvantage. Disadvantages are it's obviously the high cost of the satellite launch and maintenance, signal delay. Especially in geo satellites, sometimes the signal delays due to the malfunctions in the satellites. Third one is vulnerable to space weather and interference. Fourth one is limited lifespan of satellites. Yeah, it's limited. Risk of last one is risk of space debris and collision. If the path is not correctly there, there would be a risk of collision between two satellites in the space that causes to the signal delay. So summary is the satellite communication plays a vital role in our day-to-day life in modern communication. You name it, there is very huge requirement of satellite communication nowadays in our lives. There for modern communication, for navigation, for monitoring systems. With the advantage of technology, satellites continue to make global connectivity more efficient and accessible. So this is the presentation on satellite communications. Thank you.